Well, I am back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. And we're back for another video discussing Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, the brand new IP from Naughty Dog. So guys, I have a lot to say in regards to The Last of Us. As we do know, I referenced in my last breakdown video for The Last of Us HBO Season 2. If you haven't already checked that out, go check it out. That The Last of Us Part 3 potentially has some new little rumors slash blurbs that we're going to be talking about in the next video. So please keep your eyes open for that. That video will likely be out by Wednesday or Thursday of this week. In today's video, my friends, we're going to be discussing some new information we've got in regards to Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet from The Last of Us creator slash Naughty Dog head, Neil Druckmann. This is new information that we did not get initially from some articles and the first trailer. We do know that this game is, in all likelihood, not coming out this year and may not even come out next year. I'm thinking 2026, but only time will tell if we ever even get it at that point. But Naughty Dog is hard at work on this game, as well as another one or two unannounced projects, which one could be The Last of Us 3 and maybe the other another new IP or an old franchise. We'll just have to wait and see on that. So we're going to discuss the new information we have on Intergalactic and what it could mean for the title. Make sure you guys do drop a like and subscribe if you guys do enjoy this video. Know about the near 30% of you are subscribed by hitting the red subscribe button. Notification bell have it all and join over the 101,000 people that have all notifications turned on for the channel. We can go for 1,500 likes on this video. I greatly would appreciate it. And let's just get straight into it. Hope you guys enjoy. So recently, Sony did a creator-to-creator kind of podcast, and in it, Last of Us creator Neil Druckmann was in it with Alex Garland, who wrote 28 Years Later. Very interesting that they discussed a lot of stuff about just life, games, movies, all that kind of stuff. But towards the end of the interview, Neil discussed the brand new IP, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. I'm going to play the clip. I'm going to cut it at times and discuss it, and we'll get through the whole. It's about 4 minutes of information in regards to the game, so let's get straight into it.
Been on this project at Naughty Dog for 4 years now. We just announced it. It's called Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. It's our venture into more sci-fi stuff.
What kind of sci-fi? Like, I mean, obviously I know you, but is it like, you talking deep space? Are you talking about, is it Earthbound?
It's not Earthbound. It's it takes place 2,000 years in an alternate future that deviates in the late 80s.
Wow.
And we spent like years just coming up with that timeline, and it's dealing with, it's funny, it's like I joke about this with the team. It's like, oh, we made a game with The Last of Us 2, we made certain creative decisions that got us a lot of hate. A lot of people love it, but a lot of people hate that game.
Who gives a shit?
Exactly. So the joke is like, you know what, let's do something that people won't care as much about. Let's make a game about faith and religion. So there is just, we not only in this alternate history timeline, we've made this, where the timeline deviates, this new religion becomes pretty prominent. And then we spend years just building out this religion of like from the original prophet all the way how it gets like changed and sometimes bastardized and evolves over all these years. And then like all these people from this...
how many, you said 2,000 years?
2,000.
Coincidentally, 2,000 years?
Coincidentally, 2,000 and this whole religion takes place on this one planet, and then at one point, all communication stops from this planet.
Nice.
And you're playing a bounty hunter that's chasing her bounty, and she crash lands on this planet. And it's, and I really wanted to make a game about faith and religion, but also about
this. It sounds
just being
awesome.
lonely. So many of the previous games we've done, there's always like an ally with you, and you're talking. I was like, I really want you to be lost in a place that you're really confused about what happened here. Who are the people here? What was their history? And in order to get off this planet, like, again, no one has been heard from this planet for 600 years. So if you ever have hoped to have a chance to get off, you have to figure out what happened here.
There are so many questions I could ask you, but I'm not going to, because it would put you on the spot, I think. And also...
I'll cut it if I say the wrong thing. It's fine.
Well, but also, I do think that... So as like, I'm sure you've gathered by now, like a serious fan, I would like to encounter that story knowing as little as possible. And I don't love the process of selling things because I feel one is diminishing it.
I've gotten in trouble actually because if trying to protect the story, we've released a trailer for Last of Us 2 where we faked a shot and we showed Joel somewhere where he would never make it to because of things that happened in that story.
As a deliberate
way to throw off the scent.
Yeah.
And people that didn't like the game accuse that of being false advertisement.
Okay, again, who gives a shit? So I would love to go into that story, because although yes, these things have to be sold, and the way they are sold, it seems, is by creating trailers that tell the entire story. I as an individual have a choice to not access those things, and so I try not to. And it's one of the benefits of not being on social media. Actually, is that I'm immunized from so much conversation. So I will be able to arrive at this game knowing very little, but what you've described sounds fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
And so smart as well.
Oh, it's so we still have a ways to go, but I'm
Sure.
kind of very excited to see. And it's like, again, these things are so complex and big, and there's so many people involved. It's like I still don't know exactly what this thing is going to look like at the end. It's like I have a theory, I have an idea, but it's still evolving and changing as we're making it.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So that's about 4 minutes of him discussing Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. We have a lot of new details that he had revealed in that. So firstly, let's just start off. Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet is set 2,000 years in the future with an alternate universe where the timeline deviates from ours in the 1980s, where basically space travel and all that greatly expands right around that 1980 era. And as all that is happening, a mysterious new religion is going to come out. This game is heavily centered on religion. Now, trust me, I know there's going to be a lot of controversy with this because of Neil Druckmann and a lot of other things about religion. Trust me, I'm well aware of this. But I'm going to give this a chance. It sounds very interesting. I want to see what they're cooking up here because basically a mysterious new religion is forming and it starts to take a hold on the people of this planet, the planet being Sempiria, which is the planet the game is going to be set on, the one major planet. Now, again, there could be other locations, but as far as we know, Sempiria is the only location right now that we know this game is going to have. And along with that, Naughty Dog has worked on this game for over 4 to 5 years now, since 2020, and they have said it has taken them years to work on the timeline and the religion and basically how to get it to work through the years with the game. And so this game is also going to be bringing a big difference between past Naughty Dog titles. How games like Uncharted, Jak and Daxter, and The Last of Us have had you with an ally. We've had Jak and Daxter together. We've had Nathan with Sully, or Nathan with his brother, or Nathan with Elena. We had Joel and Ellie. We had Abby and Lev. We had Ellie and Dina, Ellie and Jesse. This time it's different. They're going to make you want to feel alone. They want you to feel lost, alone in a mysterious universe this time. And again, when I heard this first, I started to think of Elden Ring. There's been a lot of comparisons, even rumors leading up to this game's announcement, that this game is going to be heavily inspired by Elden Ring. It's going to be basically you're alone. And that's pretty much what they're saying. Neil wants you to feel alone. You're going to be alone on this planet. There's not going to be any ally to help you out this time. You got to figure this out all on your own this time, which is a big difference from a Naughty Dog title. But Neil said, I really wanted to make a game about faith and religion, but also about being lonely. And as we know, no one has been heard from this planet in over 600 years. So Jordan, our main playable protagonist in this game, is all alone. And I guess her goal now is to be able to find out what happened on this planet, the religion, and even, again, we now know why this game is called Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Because the Heretic Prophet is basically the founding of this religion on this planet, the first prophet. Neil even had mentioned it in his statement about from the first prophet all the way to current day. Now, Neil had also called out Half-Life 2 and the Monkey Island games as some of his favorite examples of storytelling, mentioning how that Half-Life 2, for example, has less hand-holding and trusts the player to put together the pieces themselves. This game, in all likelihood, compared to past Naughty Dog titles, is going to be more of that. The lonely aspect. You're going to have to figure things out more on your own. Because The Last of Us and Uncharted, they were more hand-holding games. You had allies that told you things. You had allies that helped you out. You had a game that was kind of centered around just, being able to point you to the right direction. And then Neil joked, with Last of Us 2, we made certain creative decisions that got us a lot of hate. A lot of people love it, a lot of people hated it. The joke is, you know what? Let's do something about that. Let's do something that people won't care as much about. Let's make a game about faith and religion, which obviously, you know, people are going to be very pesty about that kind of stuff. And he ended up finishing up this statement about Intergalactic, saying that we still have a ways to go, again, which supports my later 2026, possibly 2027 release window. And remember that a couple months ago there was a thing from Ben Hanson who said that I heard from somebody very in the know who worked on the game. They're like, Jesus Christ, the tone was like, you are not ready for how amazing this is going to be. And the tone was like, I'm not going to say the game that was referenced to compare it, but they compared it to a game with a lot of player freedom. Now, after seeing this interview, I do believe that this game is all likelihood Elden Ring. And Ben actually confirmed it recently, saying that the game, in fact, was Elden Ring.
A while ago, before the reveal trailer happened, I teased that idea of, like, you know, I've heard Naughty Dog's next game is very inspired by a game with a lot of player freedom. And I think it's fine to say it now, because like that game was Elden Ring is what it was compared to back then. But if I would have said Naughty Dog's next game is like Elden Ring, and then that reveal trailer comes out, I feel like we would have been lit on fire. But now that idea of like, okay, it's taking place on one planet, kind of uncovering the history of this world, like you can kind of see a little bit more where they might be going with that. So exciting stuff.
Sounds cool. So
it is very interesting to see what we're going to be getting from this. So if you did love Elden Ring, you are probably going to really love Intergalactic, because Neil, as I know, has been very inspired by Elden Ring. So get the popcorn ready. It's going to be a fun time to be a fan. Alright guys, so that is everything that we now know. A lot of new things about Intergalactic, the whole Elden Ring inspiration, a lot more details on the prophet and the religion aspect of the game, as well as just the timeline. We're likely looking again at a later 2026, early 2027 release window right now. I can't really give you specifics, but it's going to be some time still. So guys, next video, Last of Us Part 3. We heard some stuff recently from Daniel RPK, who I've referenced before in several videos. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be a big one. If you guys did enjoy this, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more content in regards to Naughty Dog / Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Let's go for 1,500 likes on this video. I want to thank y'all again so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye!